Welcome, everyone, to episode 9 of Talk of the Rift. This is a podcast about all things League of Legends, from the current state of the meta, upcoming changes, and professional play. I am your host, Logan, and joining me today is only Coobs.
Yeah, that's right. The best remain.
At the end of the show, we do a live Q&A, so if you want to submit your questions, you can tweet them to us at Talk of the Rift, post them in Twitch chat, or even send us an audio message on our Anchor page, anchor.fm/Talk of the Rift, and we'll play it live on the show. If you're listening to us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe, or if you're on Twitch, give us a follow so you can stay updated when we do live shows. How are you doing today, Coobs?
Oh, doing good. Just another Thursday, ready for the weekend.
Like I said before, we do not have Eli today. He is out on vacation. So it's just Coobs and I, but don't worry, we still have much to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
How's your...
Sorry, I'm trying to find something here.
Oh, it's fine. How is your solo queue experience going? I know, obviously, because we do a lot, but aside from that,
it's been going all right. I've been kind of smashing some TFT lately, but which I'm having a ton of fun with right now with all this stuff. But with this patch here, yeah, I don't know. It's been okay. I promoted. I guess so. It means it's good. But some of my games just feel just so degenerate.
That's too bad.
That's just me. How about you? How's your business been going?
Jungle's good so far.
Yeah, are you making that permanent?
I don't know. Well, I second queue is like second queue is bot, and then so if I get autofilled, it's fine. I got put into like 3 bot games today, and I won all 3 of them. Minus the last one. I queued as the 4th one. I queued as bot, and I lost that one. But played an Aphelios game. Yeah, I suppose. I played an Aphelios game. I was like 0-3 in laning phase. My Sona support was 0-3 against like an Azir Nami. And then we went to a dragon fight, and I was like pinging that we shouldn't fight the fight. And then I got a quadra kill, and I was like, all right, here we go. And then we just smashed the rest of the game.
Yeah, I had
what?
My first time through my pro, I had to take a second shot at these promos. My first time, I had 2 Aphelios in a row. And you know who you are. You know what you did.
That bad, huh?
That bad, yeah. It wasn't great. But hey, it's only up from here.
Not Maybe necessarily, but okay.
Well, I'm all about positivity. Come on.
Well, the first thing we're going to talk about today in the show is because it's a topic that we've been talking about a lot from like week to week basis, and that's Broxah. Today was the day where Team Liquid got an answer whether or not Broxah was going to be able to come to America to play. And it was my understanding, actually, that if the answer was no, that, like, it was a no. It wasn't, like, a resubmission, and then maybe in a couple weeks that if they were told no, he was literally unable to come for the rest of the year. So it was I'm sure for them, it was a very dramatic day. But he is coming, so it doesn't matter. I haven't seen anywhere saying when he's going to come, but he is coming. So,
yeah, I would say I don't think he plays not here this weekend.
Yeah.
That would be very dumb of them. But I imagine that they'll just push him right into next. I mean, why wait?
Right.
It's spring split. Yeah. It's just MSI, right? I mean, I don't really want to cheapen spring split that way, but I mean,
well,
if you want to try to get some things going on the right as fast as possible, now's the time to do it.
But I would also say
if it's optimal or not.
If you want to take that to an easier, like a less extreme, it's just regular like season. Like
True.
All they have to do is make playoffs, which they're gonna make. So like you might as well throw them in to get experience, because then that way, if you're like the 5th place team, you know that by the time you play, you'll probably win all the best of 5s to go to the finals anyway. So why wait? Why try to get your wins with Surnefire then switch Broxah in at last minute or something? That doesn't make much sense. But
yeah. No, I'm with you. So I don't think this week, but I do think next week. I mean, I guess it depends on when he can get here, right? Maybe
maybe there's still a process time.
I can't this week. I got a birthday party next weekend.
Birthday party next weekend.
I mean, it's possible. Maybe.
Oh my god.
Maybe this should have been his mini vacation. He actually He actually had his visa the whole time, but he's just like, you know what?
I'm just chilling.
I'm just chilling
in Denmark.
Right, exactly. Denmark. It's lovely this time of year. Probably not.
Do we think?
Very cold.
Do we think that not TSM? Oh my God, TL will do a major 180 from this?
Not right away. No, I don't think so. Well, I don't know.
I don't think. I mean, if it helps you decide, I don't think so.
Yeah, I also don't. I don't think it's gonna be that drastic. Because like I said, I don't think their problem so far has been just their jungler.
Right. I was gonna say
I think
even
it, I
if
think it was just Surenfire is hard inting, and that's like why. But he's really not being. I mean, some games he is, but he's not really getting that outplayed by the other jungler. Honestly,
right.
like he hasn't been like as good in the early game, but it's not like too atrocious. Um, yeah, just but I mean, who knows? Maybe he comes in and he's just the best early game jungler in the world, and
Right.
then I
Well,
don't
I
have to
don't.
worry
Like
about
I
it
said, I
anymore.
don't necessarily think that like even if he comes in and he's a great jungler, I think you said it best. Like their problems aren't actually like their jungler really. Like it's not the main one. I would say. I still think that their bot lane's playing like crap, and I think that
I do
their
too.
macro is like
They're
pretty
getting
bad.
they're playing better, to
Right.
be honest.
They're playing better, but then they're also like still losing games. Losing to
Yeah,
Dignitas and stuff like that. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm with you, but I do think that they will get better, and I don't think they have much to worry about, unlike some other teams.
like what other teams other than like
Um,
because
where's our
some
rankings?
teams have
Where's everyone's
hands.
at?
That's my
I
favorite
mean,
joke now. It's actually just my favorite.
wait, is this a recent one?
Did you
Am I
not hear
behind on
that?
the
Did you
memes?
not hear that?
No, I don't think
So,
so.
did
Fill
you
me
ever
in.
watch the Golden Guardians behind the scenes video when they where they show you why they chose Keith as a support?
Oh God, no, I haven't.
No, so it's actually a good video. So like it's kind of like the war room of the off-season video, and they're all
Okay.
sitting like it's all the managers and the players and the coaches and stuff are all sitting in a room. They got a big whiteboard with all the players they want and stuff and the signings and who's going where. They got other teams and like what their rosters are and their top 10 first players, all that stuff. It's actually a pretty cool video. But then like they have left is a support role. Like they have all the players like Haunter's there, Closer's there, like everyone's there, and like Keith is there because their academy team is there, and Nero, the head coach is like. He's like they're trying to get Hakuho to be the support, but then they're like, "Oh, Immortals just signed Hakuho." They're like, "Oh crap, what are we doing?" And Nero's like, he's like, "Hear me out, guys." And they're like, "What's up?" And he's like, "All we really need is a support that has hands." Now, obviously, when he says that, he means like mechanics. Like you know what I mean? Like we need somebody
Does he though?
yeah. Like what he's saying is like we need somebody who would like who can move their hands fast, who can like
Yeah, yeah.
make plays and stuff like that. But like the way it's said is like we need somebody who has hands, and
Just
then
anybody.
he's like somebody bring Keith in here, and then Keith walks in, and he's like, Keith, could you be our like support player? Like you have hands, and Keith is like, I do have hands, and then like
Oh my
it's like it's
that's
decided.
ridiculous.
Oh, dude, it's hilarious. It's so funny to watch, and it's just like that's
Yeah, well,
it's so
I'm gonna
memey,
watch
but
that. But
yeah.
back to your
But
original
Keith has
point,
hands. Yeah,
the
sorry,
number
go
one
ahead.
team that I think has more to worry about, because I think we all thought they were gonna be better than what they are, is Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I think I picked them to win one game this week.
oh boy, I had to go. So many tabs
I have
open
them
right now.
beating CLG because CLG is trash. Who's
Look at
the
mine,
other
who do
team
I
I thought
have?
was going to be good?
Yeah, yeah,
You had
CLG. I
EG
mean,
beating CLG, same as me, and that's it. Not
yeah,
so we have them. We both say they're going to lose to FlyQuest.
yeah.
I got no faith, dude. I got
I don't either.
one
Nah,
of my
I mean,
favorite
I have.
tweets was when
Go for it.
Cloud9 tweeted like, "Haha, EG, we scammed you." Like after one of their games that they lost. And I was just like, yeah, man, like they're just not. It's just not clicking.
Yeah, is that who did TSM play on this week? Is that who we beat?
Yes, that sounds.
Yeah,
TSM
I'm
beat
pretty sure.
CLG,
We haven't played.
and you
Yeah, because we had
faced
2-0'd.
EG. Yeah, you 2-0. Yep. So you
Yeah,
beat
yeah,
EG.
yeah. I don't know. The one that bright side I think Evil Genius has here is that their warding, at least at the TSM game that I watched, was like very good. They were like constantly putting wards in like kind of clever places that weren't being seen, but still get the entry routes. Where that kind of caused Dardock a lot of grief. So that's
Yeah.
like if I have to give him like a praise on one thing, which is more than what I can give a praise to CLG on. it's that. But their team fights are sloppy. They're like they get caught out too much, which makes and so not everyone's there at the start. Um, I I think and they're 1-3 like, and I think everyone expects them to be a better team than that.
Yeah. All I've really got to say to that is yeah. What are their games? What are their games? They put Bang on Sona. They did Sona Tom Kench, and you're like, oh, I can't stand it.
Isn't that the one they won?
No,
That wasn't. Which
no,
game did
they
they win?
lost. They won against someone.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, that's. I mean, it's like, oh, nice.
They won their first week.
You figured out last year's meta. Good job.
They beat 100 Thieves. Oh, I do
Okay.
not want to watch it. Whoops, wrong button. I just wanted to look at stats, but nope. Okay, yeah, they beat 100 Thieves in the first week. They haven't won since.
Okay. Yeah. So they need to get it turned around, and I'm not really sure. Maybe their issues are kind of small. They can bring it back, but I think they got to be a little worried. CLG's just screwed. I think they're so all over the place.
Yeah.
That's gonna take
CLG just
some
looks
kind of
bad.
roster change.
They're just bad.
Yeah.
Like, at least with like Evil Geniuses, I could be like, oh, Jizuke, like when he gets ahead on the block and you can see that he's like playing really well.
Yeah, he's a good mid laner.
And he's trying his best and like they're fighting for survival. CLG literally has zero coordination, zero skill. Just bad. They're just so bad. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. And it's just you watch Wiggly Smoothie like goes in alone. Like there's Ruin, Wiggly, and Smoothie, all three die isolated because they like all in and no one follows with them and they just die. And you're like, oh, okay. Which like, well, you could argue like, well, like what if like the best, like what if the call here is definitely to go in and Smoothie and Ruin go in, but the team doesn't follow? Like, is that their fault? Like, no, like if you're like go in and then you go in and no one follows you, like, and you're the guy who decides when to go in, like, yeah, it's not your fault. But like,
it's massive communication.
Yeah, problems. After the fourth time, like clearly they don't trust you to go in anymore. Like, I don't think
there's constantly plays where like Wiggly's like going in and there's someone coming, but he just goes in way too early and just dies, and there's nothing like. It's just their timing on when they want to go for things and when, and like, are they even talking in comms? Like, it looks like my solo queue game.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, big yawn.
Oh, jeez, man, come on.
That's all good. Let's talk about CLG is boring me.
Yeah. At least their games are done fast.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, we got more to talk about with the LCS week 1 stuff, but for fantasy, I know we kind of mentioned some pick'ems. If you go onto our Twitter at Talking to the Rifty, I posted all of our pick'ems for the week and what who we thought was going to win. Currently, I believe Eli is winning, and he has like a 60% pick rate. I've got 50, and Coob's got 40. Or Eli's got like 65, I think. So yeah, it's
65.
Quite the gap, but it's closing with every single game.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
It'll even out.
And then for our Esports 1 fantasy, what did you pick for your players?
Yeah, so my strategy here is, for the most part, is pick the players who are going to be playing against CLG. That was my strategy. That's the majority of my lineup, I'm pretty sure, which I am having a hard time seeing how to figure out which ones they are right now. But if I saw CLG, chances are I tried to get them. But I did Broken Blade in the top lane. Statistically, he's the best top laner in the league right now. As far as like gold difference and how he's playing the lanes. And yeah, maybe it's a little skewed because of the game against CLG where he just smacked the Silas. But I think him and Licorice are both steady. But I'm going with my boy Broken Blade for the top lane here. Jungle, I have Smithy. I'm pretty sure he is one of them that's going against CLG. Yes, he is. 100 Thieves in CLG. Meteos hasn't had the best early games. I think Smithy can kind of capitalize on that. And, I didn't have much of a gap to choose from for salary-wise as I come right back down to 0 again. So he seemed like a good one available that could make some noise here. Plus, their games are long, so maybe more stats that way. Mid lane, I did Jizuke. You going against CLG? Where's my mid laners? Yeah, they're going against CLG. And he's been performing pretty well, right? Like he's, I mean, it's only 13.8 points per game, but I think they will start to turn it around here. And he's, I think, been their kind of best performing player on that team right now. Sven in the bot lane, dude still hasn't died yet. I just feel like you just got to pick him.
Yeah.
And he's my captain. Haven't picked Senna, and we'll see if he gets him or not. But I just haven't going Senna both games because hey, that's someone's going Senna, someone's going to Philios. That's kind of what's been going on. And I have Ignar as my support for FlyQuest. And he's not going against CLG here, but he's been playing really well, getting a lot of good roams off, and just what is he? He's the highest scoring support in NA. And then the team, I did Immortals because that was the best of what I could afford. What do you think?
I was trying to do like some fast math here.
Think I'm gonna win?
Do I think you're gonna win?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. Tell me what you got.
I got nothing better. I got in the top lane. I got Broken Blade as well, and I also have Xmithia as my jungler for your exact same reasons that you said. We think the same. My mid laner is Jensen, because he was more cost effective than some other players, and they face. Who do they face? Bad teams.
I'll tell you in a second. Jensen goes against 100 Thieves and GG.
Yeah, so I'd imagine they're going to 2-0 this week.
Dude, he's going to get smacked by Golden Glue.
Heck no.
Are you kidding me?
By his replacement? Hell no. And then Sven, because Sven, he's high scoring as hell. And it, in my theory, should be easy to predict the champions that he's going to play. So it's a good captain's buff. At least get one of them right at least. And then Biofrost, because he's the best. So, like, I Biofrost support, then 100 Thieves as my team, because those are, like, the highest two things that I can pick without either... Like, I could pick a more trash support and a better team, but I really...
Yeah, I hear you.
I'd rather take my chances with the team than the support, personally.
They're using Biofrost a lot for engages.
Yeah.
He's been kind of the main guy for that, so he's going to be racking up those assists. I was going to say something. I totally forgot what it was.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna ask you. I mean, this is kind of a little off topic here.
I'm down with off topic.
Going off topic
today. I'm down with off topic because we're down a man.
Golden Glue.
Yeah.
How is he even performing for you? What do you think?
Fine.
Like he's been doing better than what I. Like I
don't think he's the
kind of
worst
holding
mid-laner.
them together.
He's not the worst mid laner in the league right now.
Yeah.
Go
NA.
I think. Oh damn! See, you're talking about Gold Glue. Oh, excuse me, and I get bored again.
Come on.
I think so. Like I, of all people, hate Golden Glue. I think he's a terrible player and should. He's one of those players.
I've had his back the whole time. Golden Glue, if you're listening, I had your back.
I think he's just one of those players that it's like we should have gave up on him long ago and replaced him with anything else just to see if it would work out. Because, like, he's never gotten, like, visibly better to me. Like, I mean, like, he has gotten better, but, like, it's not a fast growth by any means.
It's like the reason C9 won nothing that year.
Yeah, that one.
How do you hate the man? He's literally a reason for your championship.
I suppose, but... Well, they didn't win the championship. They just...
Didn't they?
No, they got to finals. They were gonna lose.
They won it.
They were gonna lose to TSM like 0-2, and then they put in Golden Glue, Sven Skaren, and they won 3-0.
Yeah.
Reverse
swept Blabber?
No, it was Sven Skaren at the time. Blabber was the starter that season, and
I thought we had Sven that season.
We did, but they benched.
I thought TSM had it. I meant.
No. We had Sven. Cloud9 did.
Who was our jungler at that time?
That would have been Mike Young.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Because that would have been the first split with Sven Mithi. But anyway, so I just like he's obviously gotten better since whatever team he was on before Cloud9. Like Reaper definitely made him a better player. But at the end of the day, like when I watch him play even now, like I'm not sitting here like, oh, you've earned your keep in the LCS. Like he's still like a 9 or a 10. Like he's still that like the golden gate boy of like, must pass me to get into the LCS
You think
kind
he's
of a
that
thing.
low?
I mean, he's not 10. I'd say he's 9. I think Ica's 10.
I put him.
Ica's really bad.
I put him over Crown right now too. Crown's playing
Oh,
bad.
I suppose. No, yeah, I suppose. So I'd put him at 8. Yeah, Crown's bad. Crown's playing really, really bad. Obviously,
weird.
Crown is a great player, but
I was
Crown's
actually
playing really bad.
I was actually so hyped for Crown when he came in, and he's just like, I don't know. It's just like not been.
So here's
that
the other.
good.
So here's I'll give him this. I will give him this.
He's
I'll
on
give
bad
him one
teams,
more
that
point.
doesn't
I'll give
help.
him up to 7 because I did forget about this too. Bear with me on the details here because I might botch this stat, but I heard a stat from Jat on the dive or something like. No, maybe it was on the cast. I don't remember, but
Don't cite your sources.
yeah, I know.
College would be proud.
Oh please. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. Oh, what the question was basically like what team funnels the most gold into this player and they performed the worst kind of a thing. And the answer was Ryoma for 100 Thieves. Is that like he's doing well, but like they give him more resources than anybody else. So like
He's the
statistically
Oceania
speaking,
guy, right?
yeah. Statistically
I think
speaking, he's their mid
go
laner.
for it.
Statistically speaking, he should be way better. Like he's getting like more resources than Froggen does, and
Jeez.
and
Say
right,
something.
and it's like you should like with what you're getting, you should be like any competent mid laner like Froggen or Bjergsen would be 4-0, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that. I'll put Golden Glue above because to me, like maybe Golden Glue gets resources, but I don't think he gets a lot. And I think that he does hold. I think like what you said, he's the glue that holds the team together right now. I think that's very true, and that's
the reason. Like,
I
some
do
of their
think that's
games
saying a
are
lot
close.
though. Like you got Keith is not playing very well.
Oh my god,
Closer is
yeah.
playing very well. Closer is great for that team.
Yeah.
But the bot lane in general is being really bad. Haunster's just like meh, and Golden Glue's just like trying his damnedest to do things. Like I'm sure that's what everyone's gonna say, but like his LeBlanc game, it was like the first game they played, or was it the second one? They didn't win. I don't think
he's good on LeBlanc.
Yeah, they didn't win this game, but he was just trying.
Champion.
Yeah, you can tell that he's just trying so hard to do it, and it's like at least the guy like he's trying his damnedest, and he's trying to find picks, and he found some picks, and so like I'm sure he'll get there. But like at the end of the day, like if you told me like what if we subbed out Golden Glue for Demonte, I'd be like it's the same team. I don't think the team gets better. I don't think it gets worse. I think it's just like, nah.
I was kind of waiting.
Or like a Blaze Olive, like would be my
that's what
other
I was
one.
thinking. I'm watching this mid lane because I love Blaze Olive. He's the academy mid laner for them,
and that's okay with me.
And
like if Golden Glue plays bad and they're like, here comes a Blaze, I'd be like, hell yeah, like let's do that. And that's what I mean. Like why don't you just do a Blaze? Like I don't know, like because Golden Glue is like not amazing, and it's like you're like the 9th place team. Why don't you just throw a Blaze in there and just like see what happens? It's spring split, doesn't matter. You're not going to win spring.
They might towards the end of it.
You're not winning spring split, so just like try it. And if it works, then that's your summer mid laner. If it doesn't, then just go back to Golden Glue. Who cares that you lost those 2 games?
I think it's hard. It's hard to evaluate individual players on a team that's not doing good though.
Yeah.
So I think it's tough.
No, you're right.
But yeah, I think Ryoma's gonna. I think Ryoma, like you said, I agree with everything you said there. But I think he shows some promise. I think he's got pretty good upsides.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of resources, but he's playing well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's my tangent.
Like he's down gold at 10. Ryoma's down 310 gold at 10. He's down 273 XP at 10. He's down 6.5 CSD at 10. Yeah, so like he's not doing phenomenal, but he's eye test.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for indulging me.
You're welcome.
All right, what's next? What are we talking about now?
Okay, so real quick, I was looking up the stat. I was actually incorrect. He does not receive the most gold out of anybody.
Is it Golden Glue?
No. If it was, I was gonna be like, holy shit, Golden Glue's 10.
Back.
No. It's neither. It's Kabi. He gets 31.7% of TSM's gold.
Well, yeah, that dude.
And he does 29.2% of all the damage. He is not the highest in damage dealt. The highest of damage dealt is Power of Evil with 38.4% of team damage dealt. Jeepers, that's a lot of damage. Oofda.
Kabe's, I've been liking him as he's not like flashy, but he's just like not dying ever.
Yeah.
Like I've heard it said, playing ADC. I think Caps was kind of saying this, but playing ADC in pro play is just survival,
Yeah.
and Kavi's doing that very well. He's just been steady, and so I just wanted to toot that horn real quick.
Well, I think it actually makes. Well, I think it's a good transition into another topic when you say like all playing ADC and pro is a survival. Two very extreme examples of this. One being Sven, who's deathless, and C9 is 4-0, and Double Lift, who's getting caught out in random times on the Rift.
Yeah.
And Team Liquid's not doing so hot. Not saying that Double Lift is the sole problems of Team Liquid, but that's a pretty two extreme differences in like an ADC that's surviving and one that is not.
Yep.
But,
yeah, they're the safety valve.
Okay, so next we have patch 10.3. Just came out yesterday, right? Yeah, today's Thursday. Yeah, so it came out yesterday. Not live for pro play this week. That'll be next week, but we're going to talk about things that we think could be good for pro play or even solo queue if we feel like it. We got time to kill tonight. I think it's an easy one to start out with. We were talking about it a bit before the podcast started, but Akali got nerfed so hard that they've already buffed her. Or they're gonna buff her.
I am just happy that she finally gets dropped off the ban board in the LCS soon.
Yeah, 100% pick ban at the moment.
Isn't it just 100% ban?
Yeah, I believe so. In LCS, it's 100% ban. I don't know if anyone's actually like picked it elsewhere.
Yeah,
because I know the LCK just started last night, and they could have like had no priority on it or something, or maybe I'm sure they did, but. You know what I mean? Maybe someone didn't.
Yeah. It's all about NA.
Q cost got reduced. More movement speed, but a faster decay on it, on her W. And then her ultimate is the big one, is no longer skill shot, is now targeted. Well, for the first one's targeted.
Yeah. So I played a lot of Akali when she was busted. But the biggest change for me is the energy cost of the 5-point strike for Q. You used to be able to trade with 2 Qs, 2 autos, level 1, and just win the lane off that. Now you throw a Q and auto, and you gotta wait for your next a bunch of seconds for your next Q. So her early game got smacked with the cost upgrade. I feel like you pretty much have to go Presence of Mind so you can get the permanent energy. Because it's 200 energy to shots off base, so even late game at level 9, not even late game, level 9, she still can only throw 2 out there.
Yeah, and
it just changes how she plays throughout the game a lot with that. That one I felt the most as far as the nerfs go. The R, I mean, obviously targeting the R's, you have to go in. And so it's not as safe, but I think the cost on the Q is just that's the nail in the proverbial coffin.
Yeah, the buffs are adding damage to her E and her ultimate, and the cooldown of her ultimate's going down.
Yeah, and that'll help. Helps her, pick potential a lot, right? Landing the E, more damage there, just a lot more burst right off of it with the R.
Because there's no damage nerfs. But there's no damage nerfs in these first ones.
Well, not indirectly.
Right.
She gets indirect damage nerfs off the cost of her Q, but
right. But, yeah. But her all-in potential
is
will
still
be getting
buffed,
the same,
right? Yeah. And will be getting buffed, yeah. Yeah. Philios, if you want to move on to this guy now.
Yeah, these don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters at all.
Does nothing.
It still feels exactly the same way.
Yeah.
The only time this matters is the stupid highlight clips on Reddit where they're like, "Oh, that's how I died," and it just shows a Philios right-clicking somebody while they're like in Fountain, and the crescendo goes across the map.
What's his ult? I mean, I don't know his ult range. Is the only thing. Like if it's max range ult and then with his Q and he can't follow that up, that's kind of a big deal. But even that, like just because it's a Philios,
1800 is longer than his Q. When I played him today,
no, his ult, not his Q.
Oh, gotcha. When I played,
when he ults with the rifle up,
right?
at max range, can he auto him from where he was standing? Is
Yeah,
my question on it. I
I'm pretty
think he
sure.
can,
Yeah.
but
When I
yeah.
played him today, I never felt limited by this change.
Mm-hmm.
I was never at any point like, oh, like they're out of range for me. Like after I used my Q, I still was able to hit them. So I'm not sure off the top of my head how far 1800 range is, but I would imagine it's not that short. So
Yeah.
I still think it's pretty far out there. But I mean, there's no damage nerfs on him, and he still does a crazy amount of damage. His root is still ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
His ultimate is crazy. But they said on 10.4 they're doing user interface changes and his
Good.
alt clarification stuff.
Good.
So for his offhand and main weapon and whatnot.
All right, I'm about to go on a rant now.
When I say Azir or what?
And Corky.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't buff these champions. Don't.
But I
Riot,
like playing
please.
them.
I don't care. I'm so sick. Like they know what they're doing. They know that as soon, like they're buffing both of them. Like we're just gonna have
Right.
another Azir Corky meta, which is just the dumbest. I despise it. It's the worst mid lane meta that's ever happened. It's so boring. Corky is just obnoxious to play against, the lane against.
Both
And
were buffed like a couple patches ago.
they've been buffed. It's like 3 times in a row. Both of them have been buffed.
Yeah.
Like at the same time. Like you don't need to. There's other champions you can buff. You can buff. I mean, you can buff Nico. You can buff like why? They know what they're doing. They want apparently they want a zero Corky meta, and I hate that. I think it's awful. And like maybe these changes aren't like the biggest, right? But it's the fact that like they're looking at these two and not like I gotta know where it feels like. I don't think they were like doing that bad. Like Azir maybe is, but Corky wasn't. I'd be okay with just buffing Azir. I don't think you need to also buff Corky. Make his team fighting better than what it already is as a secondary magic damage ADC.
Right.
That's my rant. Thanks for coming to my TED talk.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. I love playing Azir. I miss Azir and Callista, but I'd be okay with playing Azir again. But I agree with that, like having them in professional play as like the pick ban, because it's never like a maybe
So
thing.
boring.
It's one or the other. It's they're either all picked always. They're never.
And I never want to land
pick
against
the
a Corky.
others. Yeah.
You can't kill a Corky in lane. He's too safe and he does too much damage.
We should make him an ADC again. Screw this mid lane crap.
You could look with that. But
Diane,
as far as the changes go, Corky got the better change.
yeah, I don't think the Azir ones are crazy.
I mean, the extra width is kind of nice.
Yeah. I don't know what that width equates to, but like if it's maybe like he can block jungle lanes.
Like, yeah, it may be. That's true. So, that could be. I mean, it's just something more obnoxious to get through. It's okay. Maybe help some matchups. Who knows? It's definitely, in solo queue if you're going against like Trundle and stuff like that. Then yeah, it's pretty good against that stuff. Corky though, like, why? His W now slows, so it's even like it was already pretty good at like sectioning off a fight and team fights. If you get a flank, you can't walk through it because it does more damage than Rumble ult.
I don't know what the actual like ratios are of his package compared to Rumble's ultimate, but they buffed the AD and the AP ratios, and it burns for half a second more.
Yeah, it's it knocks them away from it, so like you can't throw it right on top. They have to walk through it, but
still though,
if you force them to not walk through it, and the fact that he still gets his W cooldown right after makes it incredibly safe to do it. I don't like this champion. And now it slows.
Did it not slow before?
No, well the fire that he throws down slowed, but now if he just knocks them, if he just hits them and does the knockback, then they're slowed.
Gotcha.
Which I'm assuming is the same amount of slow, which is like feels like 90%.
Then Diana, mana nerf, and
W
damage. Yeah.
W damage. Yeah. The mana nerf hurts. I know you do, and I hate that you ban it because I want to play it. I don't think she's as good as other people say she is. I think she needed the nerf for sure, and the mana nerf I think is gonna hurt the most. Because I feel like even more now you have to take teleports. You can go back and refill and come back up. So her early game definitely takes a hit off of that guy. Can't just spam Qs as much to push up the wave. The W damage, as long as the shield's still there. I mean, the W had good damage. I mean, they're only knocking really the damage down by 4 per orb, so 12 damage total, which is something.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that big a deal. I think she's still fine, but I still don't think she's overpowered like some people make her out to be.
Echo jungle nerfs.
Yeah.
Jungle Echo.
Yeah,
So his
yeah,
damage
just,
against monsters goes down to 150 instead of 200%.
Off of the passive.
He wasn't picked a lot in pro.
No, he's a solo queue jungler.
Yeah.
He's kind of chaos, right? He's super safe because his like ult comes down to like a 30 like second cooldown or something insane like that, so he can just go in ult back. But he struggles early, which is probably why we're not seeing him in pro. And a lot of the pro jungle, like the junglers picked in the pro scene, or can gank a level 3. He technically can. It's not super effective. Like it's not super. He has to land his W,
Right.
which is not easy to do. But he scales dumb hard. But this search is clear. Could he still be a jungler? Will he still be okay? Probably. As far as solo queue goes.
And then Ezreal gets his mana buff and his attack speed back. I don't remember when he lost his attack speed. It was a long time ago. But they gave it back, and I'm very happy about that. Cross my fingers for Trinity Force, Blade of the Ruin King builds. I really enjoyed those.
Yeah, the mana growth is interesting to me.
Just means more damage on his Q.
Yeah, with tier. I mean, yeah. Am I memeing if I say I don't think it matters for solo queue because no one auto attacks with him anyways?
That's fair.
It's definitely. I wonder how that feels. I'm always bad with gauging how like the attack speed growth and how that actually like makes the champion feel.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's 144 mana extra. Is what he gets.
Yeah. What's the tier like? Is it
I have no idea.
2%? Every 2% you get like that much damage?
Something like that.
Yeah. Do you think, as the former ADC main, he is like? Does this matter?
So, I didn't get the chance to play it, unfortunately. But last patch, Lethal Tempo Ezreal was apparently really good in Korea, and because he's getting his attack speed back, I would imagine that it just gets stronger. So if it's like the Trinity Blade of the Ruin K with Lethal Tempo build or something, like, I mean,
why not? Using the Bork.
Yeah, so maybe it's good. We'll see. Maybe cool.
We've seen it come out in the pro play as a Senna counter.
Do we remember who did that? I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, it was against TSM. It was Immortals.
Oh, yeah, Alltech did it.
Yeah. Which makes sense, right? If you can't click on them to auto attack, just throw the Qs at them.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then Galio, we'll talk about Galio because he's a pretty big pro champion. I don't know if this necessarily makes him pro viable, but his his wave clear gets a little bit better.
Yeah, I haven't played him yet. I used to play a lot of Galio. I want to try it out. Just means more damage, right? Like,
yeah,
because it's like a per tick thing. Who knows?
the tornado lasts half a second longer and does an extra tick.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, wave clears. Yeah, like you say, I guess what you said is probably the most important part of that. I think, I remember. I don't know if he clears the backline with a single one, so maybe this will help. Like early enough, so maybe this will help him.
Just like scanning through the rest of these here.
I mean, Leona's for pro play. All the like.
I don't think that one's that big though, because it's only 20 damage.
It's just damage
on her all-in.
That's not what she's picked for, really. I don't think. So.
Her early game damage is exactly the same, so minus 10 damage. So I'm not. Yeah, it's no big deal.
I mean, Misfortune attack speed growth nerf doesn't matter, in my opinion.
No, her ultimate's what's strong in her Q.
Yeah.
It's not the attack speed. You don't even build attack speed items, so like her third item.
No.
Or fourth item if you count boots, so.
Yeah.
Rumble nerf, I hate because I love Rumble.
Yeah, but he's strong. It's the strongest flex pick in the game.
Yeah, I suppose. Because of the whole mid lane crap.
Yeah, it just makes. I mean, it's just his. I mean, basically, it's just his W, right?
Yeah.
That's just less speed and less shield at early levels for the shield. So maybe you have to max it second now, but yeah. I mean, it helps some. It actually. I think this matters because I think he used to be with the 80 damage shield. You could just shrug off most, just poke. Now, like poke will stick a little better. So, will he still be, pick ban in the pro? Probably.
The death of Senna with her nerfs.
Do you think it's the death? I don't.
Everyone else thinks it's the death.
I don't. I don't think
The dive calculated her soul numbers at like X amount of minutes compared to what she should be at, and it's a lot. I don't remember the numbers. I'm sorry, but it's a lot.
I think like
They were saying that like it's
I
probably
don't know.
just that she'll be a support and not a ADC.
I don't. I feel like she's still gonna be good against like melees, right? Like she's still gonna like when I play Senna, I see a melee support. I'm like, I'm getting so many souls this game. So like, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe it is the death of it.
Because like
Probably for pro, it probably is. I think in solo queue,
she gets
still
more
fine.
souls for not killing minions.
Yeah,
and
the
instead
soul
of
spell's a more
100% on a cannon, she gets 1.67% on a cannon that she kills. So, and the relic, yeah. So and then
that's the big one.
The spoils of war,
relic
relic shield, and steel guards, they now count as kills. So like when she uses her procs, she gets souls basically. So
Yeah.
that's good, but more incentive to play her as a support rather than taking the minions.
Yeah, for me, I don't even like it doesn't change her damage really.
No.
Like when I play her, what makes her feel super strong to me is when she gets that 16% in the two lethality items of health on the second auto or second ability, and you just like 3/4 shot of full health ADC. Like that's still like it makes her less safe because she doesn't get as much range. I mean, she will get her crit chance maybe a little bit later, and so like also life steal a little bit later. And I guess the safety is kind of why you pick her. So maybe that's drops her from pro, but her damage is still gonna be just gross.
Yeah.
And the, I mean, probably one of the best team fighting ADC ults in the game. One of the best team fighting ults in the game, honestly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I am quite ready to call it the death of Senna ADC.
Well, I hope it is.
I don't. I love playing the champion.
Last one that I think is worth talking about. Well, I guess other than jungle XP buffs, which we can get into maybe. Set got a nerf. His W has a higher cooldown now and does less damage late game.
Yeah,
Barely any less damage, but also
He needed that.
health regen nerf. So I agree he needed it.
Yeah, I don't know much to say. Will we see it less in the pro play? Because I mean, week 1 we saw him up quite a bit.
I would say yeah.
But I think so.
I don't think he has a pro kit. I just think it's that his like damage is ridiculous with his W. Yeah. I think that's why he's picked.
I think he'll pop up. I think he's still going to be good into like Mordekaiser.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to Aatrox. Pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
But you definitely can't play as just dumb because the cooldown with the Haymaker up 4 seconds. So with 40% CDR, was that down to 9 seconds?
Yeah.
Versus what was it down to? Like 5 seconds. So
with all of the CDR, yeah.
With all the CDR, yeah. So I think he's still probably fine. But yeah, I think we'll see him less, but I'm not sure about how much less.
Jungle XP buff. I've been playing a lot of jungle. It feels a lot better. Just feels like you're getting more.
I think it's gonna make them just professional experience better too.
Yeah.
You're no longer like the jungle's just always the squishiest person on the team right now, and it's hard for them to do anything because of that later on in the game. In this, I think, it'll just allow for junglers to be more aggressive at making calls and plays in the mid game.
Wait a second.
What?
10 less gold from lane minions if more than half of your farm gold is from minions removed on
Yeah.
item completion. 13 less gold from.
Yeah, they're still
They changed it. I thought they removed it.
Oh
Okay,
no, they're still funneling in higher elo, so they're just making it more.
Okay. That's all of patch 10.3.
Visual updates for Annie.
Okay, come
Let's
on.
go.
I thought you already got that.
I think it was just announced.
Okay.
Now it's finally through.
Gotcha.
Which makes me happy because I got Annie in Wonderland, and apparently it's going to be like what they say. Did they say ultimate level or what? Something ridiculous.
Something like that, yeah.
Everything's sort of like way more changes, and the colors are cool.
A fun conversation that Coobs and I decided to have for tonight is the LCS Hall of Fame. We thought to think who we thought should be in it if you had an LCS Hall of Fame. Kind of a way that I took this in my head was like, I don't know if this is exactly how the NFL does it, but the NFL only allows one Hall of Famer a year, right? And they have to be done with play. They have to be retired.
No, it's like 6 a year.
They allow in 6 a year.
Yeah, it's too much in my opinion. That's a whole nother.
Okay, yeah. So what I was thinking though in my head was that like you would do is the player has to be done playing, and then every year you pick like let's say 4 people, and from those 4 people you pick one, and that one person goes to the Hall of Fame. The next year you pick 4 more people of the available like retired people that you think deserve it. Then you pick one. Kind of you do a voting for the 4. And you just keep doing that. So eventually, in theory, let's say if the first year, 10 years from now, you pick Doublelift, Sneaky, Bjergsen, and Reginald, I don't know, and then Doublelift makes it. Then the next year, Bjergsen, Sneaky, and Reginald are probably going to get voted back up, and then you have a new person coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that.
Yeah, I mean, if they ever do it, it'd be interesting.
Because the problem is that like you only have 10 teams and 5 players per team, so like. You don't have a very long time to do this for if you just start throwing players in at random.
And it's still early, so obviously this is, ahead of, we're
ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the times. We're ahead of the time as we are here at Talk of the Rift, so.
And I figured also it had to be an LCS import. Or not, it had to be like a resident.
Native.
So if they are an import, if they've earned their residency, then it's okay. So like Impact, like Jensen, like they can be in it. But like Core JJ cannot. So
yeah. So are we doing people that? Well, so let's just do people that might get it. Who would have a good shot at getting in.
I mean, I think the first one's like really easy. Like
who is it?
Well, for me, it'd be Doublelift. Like if you're just like you got who's the first person to give it to? I just say Doublelift. The guy's won the most titles. He's NA born. Yeah, that's a pretty easy one.
Yeah, I think just. Like first ballot, Hall of Famers. What is going to be? Doublelift, Bjergsen, Sneaky. Who else?
I don't really know. I was trying to think like all day who the 4th ballot would be, and I just like it's kind of escaping me. So like, what are your thoughts? Yeah. So like, my one thought that I had was Meteos.
I was going to be my my talking point about it. Does he have a Hall of Fame resume or not? We're on the same page.
I think he does.
I do too.
But then my other one that I was gonna say that this one is also just I don't know if like this person does because they were so good for their time, but like the career in comparison now is like so short lived, and that's High. Like High was so like he was the shot caller, the leader. Like
I don't think they were like long enough.
That's the thing. It's his longevity. Well, like technically he did play. Like he came back and was C9's jungler, and then he like became the FlyQuest mid laner, and then he was the Golden Guardians mid laner, the first like split of franchising, and then he left. So he actually has been playing for a while, but like how long he's been relevant is like a whole nother conversation. And that it's just like, man, the time that you were good, like you were so good, and then it's just like and then you fell. Where like Meteos is like he's still playing and he's still relevant.
And he's still never missed a playoffs.
Right, exactly. But anyway, from that.
Yeah, so those are obviously easy ones as far as those go.
Oh, Xmithy. That I'd put Xmithy in before Meteos because of how much he's won.
I guess he does.
He's the oldest player in the LCS. He has the second most championships. I think he's tied with Bjergsen.
Yeah.
Double lift passed Bjergsen in the spring, and then Smithy was one behind him, so Smithy would have passed him in the summer. So it goes, double lift Smithy Bjergsen. So.
Yeah. So who from the old days, right? Is there anybody from first seasons, fuck it, Bay Life or whatever that TSM team mantra was?
Reginald.
Would you put Reginald?
The thing with Reginald is that, like, I guess it also depends on what you define as, like, the Hall of Fame. Because, like, are you saying, like, these are the best players? Or, like, because Reginald, like, wasn't necessarily the best player, but he was, like, such a... He did so much for the scene.
I think it's championships matter, obviously.
Yeah.
I also think your stats matter. And I think how long you were able to stay in the scene matters. I mean, it's kind of hard. The problem with that, though, for the early on people, it's a little bit harder. But
I think the problem, though, with, like, how long you were, like, a thing, I think you lose a lot of potential candidates with that rule. And I just say that because,
the Hall
like,
of Fame, not the Hall of really, really good.
I totally get that. Well, like, it's also hard because, like, we're only 10 years, like, into League of Legends.
It's like you said, we're ahead of the curve.
Like, 10 years from now, like, and you look back, like, 10 years ago, like, what would we say? Are you still going to say Reginald? Are you still going to say...
I feel like
Stixay. Is Stixay still playing? Because then you could say Stixay. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think Stixay is coming anywhere close to putting together a resume.
I don't think so either, but, like... I guess, okay, well, like, Meteos, for instance. Let's say Meteos doesn't win another championship in the next 10 years, but is still playing. Like, I mean...
Oh, that part, no, it has to be, like, no, that's... But I don't think you can be like, oh, this person had 2 really good splits, and then he did nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I guess maybe instead of longevity, consistency is what I mean by that.
Probably Jensen, then. Would be my fourth when I think about it, because like he does have 2 championships now, but like he consistently has been the best mid laner since he showed up. Like one of the best.
Yeah, second best.
Yeah, Niski is pretty good right now.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, no, I think I kind of going back to the old guard. I think Dyrus should be in. I think, I mean, because I feel like you have to have some of the OGs in there, just because they're part of the whole beginning. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just being nostalgic about
I can't remember how long Dyrus played for. I'm trying to like think of other people to like relate to that.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of like, I don't know. He's kind of like an
odd one.
I think his and Impact are pretty similar, like careers so far, right?
Yeah.
But would I put an odd one in? I mean, could you put Hotshot GG in?
No. He wasn't that good.
Yeah, I'm with you. But then
if you're gonna put in Hotshot, then Reggie's a shoe-in.
Yeah. So my whole thing, my line of thought where I'm going in is that in the other established Hall of Fames, they have people going in the Hall of Fame, like coaches going in the Hall of Fame or things like that too. And I think Reginald gets in, maybe not as a player, but I mean, you could also take the player into context too, but also as, he's the team he's built up is a quintessential team. And could you say the same about Hotshot versus his whole tenure with the CLG thing? So I suppose I kind of wish we were a little farther down the track of this. We could have more speculation on some of this.
Well, if you did coaches, you do like coach management is I think what you would do, and that's how you would get around
That'd
it.
Be a separate category.
Because then you would do like Reginald, Hotshot, Reaper. You do Reaper for sure.
Oh, you would do Reaper. You're right. Okay.
He's been the C9 coach since always, and he's.
I mean, there's only 3 people that for that slot right as of now.
Right.
You can put
most coach of the split.
Else. Yeah. I mean, there's any other person.
Someday you could probably do Zix.
Maybe. I think his team's got to perform a little better.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be around for a while.
For sure. God, I'm just realizing how bad my memory is for like the old guard of League of Legends.
Yeah, Void Boy, man.
No, see, like that's what like I wanted. Like I want to be like, oh, Scarra, Void Boy, Shifter,
no.
but like no,
Jet.
they're yeah, Kobe, but like no, that's not really Hall of Fame material.
Yeah, I don't
Aframu.
think so either. Does I'm on the fence with him if he goes in. I don't think Zion / Darshawn does.
No, I would agree.
Afromu maybe. It depends on what he can do here with Dignitas. Right? Dignitas, that's who he's on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's kind of fun to speculate. I don't know. We'll see where it goes to. We'll see if this ever becomes a thing. I hope it does. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be fun someday to see it happen.
Yeah. Watch just Bjergsen with his big beard, still even a bigger beard, walking in.
And Gandalf.
In his late 30s.
Gandalf Bjergsen.
Maybe Zuna gets in for Hall of Fame trash talkers.
Who's Zuna? Why don't I remember him?
You don't?
No.
Oh man, what team was he on? He talked a lot of spec. Zuna, League of Legends. Quick Google search away. He was on Cloud9 for a little bit.
What?
Apparently. Oh wait, no, he's on the Cloud9 HOTS team, I think is what it was.
Oh my god.
He played for XDG Gaming.
Oh.
Yeah, he's currently on Cloud9's Here's the Storm.
They still have a Heroes of the Storm?
Oh wait, no, he's not currently on their team. Never mind, that's
Okay.
2014. No, he retired now.
2014. Sad day. Anything else you want to talk about today as far as League of Legends goes?
No. Good luck to everyone on their solo. Oh, Clash. Clash is coming back this month.
Yeah, I worked that weekend.
Oh my God.
26th. I could play this on Sunday. I'll get done with work at like 5 that day, but
Just gonna lose
Saturday I can't.
Saturday.
It's finally happening. Fingers
Finally.
crossed. Knock on wood.
Did they say isn't like every 2 weeks they're gonna do it?
They said last time they talked about Clash, they said they were still working out when they wanted to do it, like the
I saw
frequency and
somewhere they were
stuff.
bi-weekly, but I don't remember.
I think they might have said biannual.
No, because they have the whole thing with like your trophies showing up, and they said it's gonna
What
be
does
like
biannual mean?
temporary, like twice a year.
Oh no. Yeah. Sorry, that's not right.
I think so. I mean, or is it once every 2 years? I guess it could be either one. But I think
it's got to be at least once a month.
I think it's every other weekend. I think it's
it's got to be at least once a month. Like at most once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least once every 2 weeks, I would say. Because I do agree that like every weekend would probably. It can't be every day, obviously. Every weekend, maybe. The thing about every other weekend is if it's on my weekend to work, then I'll like never get to play, and like that would really suck. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Clash is. I mean, it sucks to the road that it's had, but
yeah,
it's literally the funnest time I have playing League is during Clash. The scouting and all that. I don't know.
It's the way that League of Legends was meant to be played.
Yeah, I agree. Actually got to think instead of just like, I haven't played this champion.
You mean you don't think when we duo queue? Is this why we're losing all the time?
We don't lose all the time. Shut up.
Whatever. But
yes.
Anyway, that's going to do it for us today. Remember to follow us here on Twitch and Twitter at Talk of the Rift. If you missed any of our other episodes, you can check them out on our Anchor page, anchor.fm/Talk of the Rift. From there, you can find us on virtually all podcast platforms from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, just to name a few. Don't forget to send us your questions for our Q&A and send us an audio message on our Anchor page so we can play it live, and we will see you all next time.
Goodbye.